In this video, I'm gonna cover all the essentials of getting ripped. After you finish watching this video, you will know everything essential to getting ripped. I'm going to cover 3 areas that's necessary for you to get ripped. If you do one of these areas wrong, you will not get ripped. These areas are nutrition, exercise, and rest. A lot of people say it's 70% nutrition and 30% exercise. Well, I say it's 100% nutrition, 100% exercise, and 100% rest. They're all the columns that supports the roof. If one of these columns breaks, the whole building comes down. All these areas are dependent of one another. You can't have one without the other. So just keep that in mind, and without further ado, let's get started. So first up is nutrition. So under nutrition, there's 3 sub areas we're gonna talk about. And those are calories, the right nutrition, and supplements. So first up is calories. What you need to know regarding calories is that your body uses a certain amount of calories to function normally each day. You gotta figure out how much calories you need to maintain your current body weight in order for you to manipulate your body. Whether you want to lose weight or gain weight, there are a lot of ways you can do this. Some are more accurate than others. But for starters, you can add a 0 to your body weight and then add 2 more of your total body weight of ounce to it. For example, I currently weigh 160 pounds, so I'm going to need 1,600 calories plus another 2 times my body weight, which gives 320 calories. So in total, that gives us 1,920 calories. But keep in mind, this is a super rough estimate. So first I'm going to cover the people who want to gain weight. So I assume you want to gain muscle mass when you say gain weight. After all, no one can look ripped if they don't have any muscle. And you probably don't want to look fat either. What you gotta do to gain weight is go above the average calorie intake that your body needs. But the question is, how much? A lot of trainers say that in order to get big, you need to eat big. So they eat around 500 calories more calories than their average daily calorie needs. This is wrong. Your goal when putting on weight is to gain muscle and minimize the amount of fat that your body gains. If you start to intake way too many calories, your body will store the extra calories as fat. So try to keep the daily calorie intake between 100 to 400 extra calories per day. So for the people trying to lose weight, your goal is to maintain muscle mass and decrease the amount of fat you have on your body. So all you need to do in this area on calories is the same thing as the people that are trying to gain weight. But instead of eating 100 to 400 extra calories, you intake 100 to 400 less calories than your daily requirement. You will lose some muscle mass when trying to lose weight, but that's why you should follow this plan to minimize the amount of muscle mass you will lose. Now when it comes to calories, a lot of people choose not to count their calories, and that's fine, but it will probably take a little longer to reach your goals. So just keep that in mind. Okay, now that we are done with calories, let's move on to the next area, which is the right nutrition. So the right nutrition. I'm not going to dive too deep in this area, I'm just going to give you the basics. So when talking about the right nutrition, you need to know that food is energy. That's why it's important to have a healthy diet. If you eat junk food all the time, your body is going to perform very bad. So what is the right nutrition? Well, when you look into food, it's mainly made of protein, carbohydrate, and fat. So let's start with protein. Protein is very important for building muscle and maintaining it, especially because muscles are made of protein. Then we have fat. A lot of people think that fat should be avoided at all costs, but that's not entirely true. There's a lot of types of fat. Saturated fat are the one you should limit yourself the amount you intake. Unsaturated fat is actually pretty healthy. It can be found in avocado, vegetable oils, nuts, and many more. You shouldn't neglect your carbohydrate either, which can be found in pasta, bread, grain, and a lot more. Another thing you should know about the right nutrition is that protein and carbs each contains 4 calories per gram and that fat contains 9 calories per gram. You should take this into account when setting your calorie goals. And don't forget to drink plenty of water too. Around 60 to 70% of our body is made of water. That's why it's important to stay hydrated. Try to drink at least 2 to 3 liters of water. It can vary how much a person should drink on the amount of exercise, how hot and dry the climate is, etc. So there's one final thing we need to discuss in this section, and that's how much protein, carbs, and fat you need daily. According to if you're looking to lose weight, gain weight or maintain weight. Also, you should know that a lot of things I'm talking about in this video is taken from the book Bigger, Leaner, Stronger by Michael Matthews. Anyway, let's start with if you're looking to lose weight. And remember that your goal here is to maintain muscle mass and lose fat. In this book by Michael Matthews, he recommends 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight per day, 1 gram of carbs per pound of body weight per day, and 0.2 grams of fat per pound of body weight per day. For somebody that weighs 200 pounds, it will look like this: 240 grams of protein per day, 200 grams of carb per day, and 40 grams of fat per day. All this put together would be 2,120 calories per day. The formula can vary depending on the amount of fat percentage you have. This is just to give you an example of a healthy diet. You don't need to exercise when trying to lose weight, as long as you stay below your daily calorie number. Okay, let's move on to if you're looking to gain weight. So here's an example if you're looking to gain weight or bulking. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day, 2 grams of carbs per pound of body weight per day, and 0.4 grams of fat per pound of body weight per day. For a guy who weighs 150 pounds, that will look like 150 grams of protein per day, 300 grams of carbs per day, and 60 grams of fat per day. In total, that would give us 2,340 calories per day. Just remember to stay over your daily calorie number and you will be fine. Moving on to maintaining your body weight. So for maintenance, it would look like this: 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day, 1.6 grams of carbs per pound of body weight per day, and 0.35 grams of fat per pound of body weight per day. If you take a 180-pound male, it will look like this: 180 grams of protein per day, 290 grams of carbs per day, and 63 grams of fat per day. In total, that gives us 2,450 calories per day. In maintaining body weight, just try to hit the daily calorie number. Obviously, you can't hit the spot on every time, but just try to stay as close as possible to it. I know this is very detailed, maybe a little hard to follow. This is for the guys that wanted something a little more in depth. But as long as you eat balanced and healthy food, you're good. If you eat healthy and balanced and reach your calorie goals, depending of course if you're looking to bulk or cut weight, you're gonna get everything you need. Which brings us to the next point, which is supplements. You know, like I just said, as long as you eat healthy and balanced, you're going to get everything you need. You're going to get all the minerals, protein, water, etc. your body needs. However, I do recommend protein powder because some days you might not eat enough protein, so it's really an easy way to get some protein really fast. And to be honest, I don't know too much about supplements because I don't like all this powder stuff and the pills. I just prefer to get my nutrition through food, but that's just what I do. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. So that was basically it for this area. If you want more info, I recommend that you buy the book Bigger, Leaner, Stronger by Michael Matthews. So up next we have exercise. Under exercise, I'm going to talk about cardio training, strength training, growth training, and endurance training. So first up is cardio. So if you're looking to burn fat or increase your endurance levels, cardio is a good way to do it. The type of cardio that I recommend is called HIIT training, meaning high intensity interval training. The way HIIT training works is, for example, you sprint 30 seconds, then you rest 1 minute, then do 10 to 20 times that. Another alternative could be you rope skip 3 minutes, rest 1 minute, and do that 5 times. You get the idea. The reason I recommend this type of training is because if you do HIIT training for 10 minutes, you're gonna burn the same amount of fat as if you were jogging for 30 minutes. For me, it does not only burn fat faster, but it also saves me some time. Another thing is it's actually more fun to do, so you will also be more motivated because it's more fun. Another alternative for cardio is weightlifting, whether it's weightlifting or calisthenics. Calisthenics is bodyweight training, only for those of you who don't know that. Weightlifting is great for burning fat too. So now that you know some of the different ways to burn fat, you need to know how many times a week you should train. For cardio, you can train every day. Keep in mind that it can take a lot of time to build endurance, because if you go one day without doing cardio, you will lose a lot of endurance that you have built up. In other words, it takes a lot of time to build endurance, and the process is fast to lose endurance. If you're looking to lose weight with weight training, I recommend that you train 3 to 5 times a week. Also because your muscles need to rest. In those 3 to 5 times a week, I recommend that you train different muscle groups. So for example, day 1 arms, day 2 back, day 3 legs, day 4 chest and abs, day 5 arms again. So your muscles have enough time to rest. It takes around 24 to 72 hours for your muscles to recover. That's why I recommend that you do this, or you risk overtraining. You should train about 1 hour on your workout days. You could also do a mix between cardio and weight training. One day you do cardio, the next you do weight training. Another idea, perhaps in the morning you do cardio, in the evening you do some weight training. It's up to you really. But remember that all will be for nothing if you can't control your nutrition and calorie intake. I see a lot of guys in the gym not getting results because they don't control their nutrition and calorie intake. Okay, moving on to strength training. If you're looking to gain strength, you should keep your reps relatively short, around between 4 to 6 reps per set. Keep your sets between 9 to 12 sets per workout, rest between 2 to 4 minutes, and then 1 to 2 muscle groups per workout. In total, that's around 1 hour of training. And remember to train 3 to 5 times a week, 5 being better than 3. So the key thing to remember when training for strength is that your reps needs to be lower, usually between 4 to 6 reps. So a good technique to train for strength is, if you can do 6 reps per set, you should put some extra weight on so that you only can do 4 reps per set. Then when you get to 6 reps again per set, you do the same thing again. That way you keep getting stronger, so you never hit a plateau. So now that we have covered strength, let's move on to growth. The sweet spot, if you're looking to put some muscle on, is to stay between the rep range of 8 to 12. That's the sweet spot for growth. The only thing you need to do different here is your rep range. Everything else is the same as in the strength. Up next is endurance. So anything from 12 plus rep range is going to focus on endurance. However, keep in mind that abs and legs are going to need some more work than the rest of your body, because they are stronger muscles. For example, you might need to do 20 reps of sit-ups to make your abs grow, instead of the usual 8 to 12 rep range. To finish this area off, I recommend that you only start bulking if you're under 13% of body fat. When you reach around 15% body fat, it can become unhealthy to bulk up. So anyone over 14% to 15% body fat should look to cut fat, and keep doing that until they have the physique that they desire. Then it's just a matter of maintaining that body weight and building strength or endurance or whatever your goal is. One thing that I recommend is that you do exercises that you actually enjoy. Let me give you an example. I don't enjoy barbell bench presses, so instead I do push-ups to work the chest. So one final thing that I recommend is that you do compound exercises. One of the reasons for this is because compound exercises work 2 or more muscle groups at a time. It's going to take longer to see gains if you're just doing isolation exercises. So that was it for this area under exercise. Moving on to the last area, which is rest. So under rest, there's only 2 things you need to know. First is that you need to get around 8 hours of sleeps every day. There's nothing more to it. Second, you need to give your muscles enough recovery time. Remember that it can take around 24 to 72 hours until your muscles are fully recovered. It's under this time that your muscles grow and become stronger. However, if I could choose between undertraining and overtraining, I would always choose overtraining. You have to push yourself out of that comfort zone. So that was everything on how to get ripped. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and remember that nutrition, exercise and rest are all pillars to support your roof. You can't have one without the others. They are all essential to build the body that you want. If you want more content like this, subscribe and share your thoughts in the comment section. If there's anything I forgot to say, thank you so much. Bye.